Okay, Nolan. One suggestion for you, and this was something that I saw last week on the slow motion video, but was going to wait until the video lesson to talk about. Uh, First of all, though, I want to compliment you on, as always, the really good rhythm into your swing. Right? I always like how loose you are. I think you do a great job of the entirety of the rhythm and flow thing that we're talking about. I think that's really good. The other thing that I really like is I think you do a great job with connectivity when you watch our top hand. See how you get the back elbow to work independent of your hands? And you do a really nice job of staying connected, i.e., keeping that distance between your top hand and your back shoulder. I think that that's really, really, really good. So two huge things going for you. Love that move there. Back elbow independent of the hands. Stacked up on top real good. Stay connected real good. Overall, really good job. Rhythm and flow. Like your approach a ton. There's one movement that I would recommend that you work on, and I think it will help your direction for like long through the ball, and I think it will increase, how hard you can hit the ball. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, and all right, let me get my tools up. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to look at is your back hip load, and you definitely are pinching that back hip. As you watch, as you rock into hip load, though, what I would recommend is that we start to work on getting some more movement forward. And you can watch all of those slow motion videos like I talked about at practice. I'm posting them on the Google site today with these videos as well to see the different major league samples as far as how they load their back hip, how they move forward, how they get into immediate preparation. Immediate preparation, again, being what happens when our front heel is going into the ground. And as you rock into hip load, see how you just climb up a little bit. And like the guy I showed from the Mariners, he got some climb into hip load. So that in and of itself isn't anything that's wrong. But I think we get a little bit stuck on our backside. And I want to call your attention there. Okay. So as we look right here at our back knee, and you can see how all of those major leaguers move, but it's that movement right there. And it's pretty intuitive how if our knee's going back there, see how we've got that knee over that back foot still, and how difficult it's going to be to get kind of a good weight transfer forward. As we talk about, we load up our backside to get off our backside, and then our front side works as our brake. And you are definitely athletic enough and strong enough and physically developed enough that I think you could do that. So it's just something to play around with when you get into your hip load, which you definitely do, right? You can see that you're getting that pinch in there to feel yourself. I get into hip load, and now I'm going to be going forward and try to take out, again, the movement we see there. I'm looking at your back knee. There. There. See how your back knee is over your back foot. So as you hit here, again, like you check the boxes as far as, hey, your elbows behind your belly button, you're stacked up real nice. If we zoom in on your hands, that's perfect, right? Everything's real good. I just think there's a lot more potential in there as you just are a little bit stuck on that backside. And I also think that it alters your direction, because as your heel goes down, right, you can see how we're getting a lot of, we're getting a lot of back knee rotation, but I don't think we're getting as much drive as we can with our lower half. And our swing path is just a little bit around. I know we've talked before about the importance of getting into the ground before we start to turn, and you're definitely doing better on that. Like I remember in the summertime, like as we were getting to toe touch, like this had started to open, this had started to turn. I think you're working really, really, really hard. I just think that we could get a better direction to the ball if we got more off our backside, eliminated that move there. Because when you watch your front foot even, and this is better than when I was watching your slow motion videos Last week, I thought you stepped backwards quite a bit. As you watch here, it's not nearly as pronounced. So I would say, as we just watch your lower half here, rock into hip load and get off your backside. Take that movement out again, looking at your back knee. Get more off of your backside and just get into the ground. That would take out that backwards movement with your front foot. And you can see we get a lot of knee rotation there. And just, find somebody that looks like you in all of those swings that are put up there, and you'll just see that there's a lot more drive forward, whereas you're a little bit on your backside, and that just makes our direction a little bit more around. As I was watching your swings, right, we're just a little bit setting ourselves up to spin around, right? And at contact point, like, it's not bad, but as we draw that line, and let me get on straight line draw here. Let me try that. Here we go. We want that straight line going right up through there. Your head's a little bit behind, and I think that it's a little bit behind because you can see we're real rotational, which gets us just a tiny bit around. And I think you'd pick up a lot of, you'd hit the ball harder too if we just got a little bit more off on our stride. You're definitely strong enough to get into the ground because, look, as you get your heel in, right, you have no problem with that being the break. Ideally we would get our heel into the ground and we wouldn't be as opened up already as we already are. So I see a lot of good things. I think that that's something that could really help you. I know that this was a little bit longer, but I really wanted to do a thorough job in explaining it, as I know that some of your time might be limited because of basketball and you would be doing work on your own. So I wanted to spend some time talking about this so that you would have a frame of reference to see if you could get a little bit more off of your backside and see, as we got our front heel into the ground, if we took out some of that early rotation.